Welcome to episode 102 of Auto Off Topic. What's up, Brad?
Oh, not much. Andrew, what's up with you?
Not too much. We've got some sad news in the automotive podcast world, a very small automotive podcast world.
Yes, which I'm sure everybody listening already knows, but we're going to
It's official because they posted on their Facebook page.
bring it up anyway.
Our friends over at the Camden Tub Podcast, they've decided to end the show. So it's much like your favorite band deciding to break up. They're both busy guys, each kind of doing a lot of automotive writing, and they've been helping to run Radwood. So we wish them the best. And if you're new to us,
Yes, not new to us.
please don't.
Yeah.
If you're new to us or came over from listening to Camden Tubbs, thanks for listening, and we hope you stay. Because we appreciate it. They inspired us. One of the reasons why we got into
Honestly, if it wasn't for the Camden Tub podcast, there may be no Auto Off Topic podcast because we started talking about podcasts while listening to them specifically, pretty much.
It was one of the reasons.
One of
yes.
the main ones, yeah.
Yeah. We had our other friend Adrian that had a podcast that got us interested too.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, well,
Um,
100%, but
and fun fact: the last two Bentley repair manuals were written while listening to many hours of Camden Tubbed.
excellent. Back category?
Um,
Back catalog, I mean.
well, no, because that was a couple years ago.
Oh, that's true. They were probably doing 2 episodes a week at the time, so you had a lot to listen to.
Oh yes. So anyway, we're glad that they're doing other amazing things.
Yeah.
We're sad that there's no more Camden Tubbed to listen to. Apparently, there's one last episode that's going to be recorded at the end of the month. They say.
Yes.
So we'll be listening for that. And as a special thing, this isn't our gig or our bit. But
No,
we're
we're
gonna
gonna do a little tribute today, I
We're
think.
gonna do a tribute 3Ds. So if you're familiar with that podcast, you know what it is. Drinking's pretty easy because we both got the same thing because we're in studio together. We've got our classic summertime beer for us here at Off Topic, which is the Dell's
Yes.
Narragansett Shandy, which is just Narragansett mixed with Dell's lemonade.
Right, and we're both drinking the same drinks. That makes the first D easy to get through.
Super easy.
For those who are unfamiliar with the Camden Tub podcast, the 3Ds, which they did for most of their show, was drinking, something on your desk, and driving music. So
Right.
we're doing that little tribute today of those 3 things. So drinking, Narragansett Del Shandy. If you're in New England or anywhere east of the Mississippi, I recommend you try it.
Yep. All right, I'll go with what's on my desk. I brought
Excellent.
it down. They came in the mail today.
Perfect. What did you bring, Andrew?
I have got the manual hubs for my Montero.
All Asins too.
Real Asins, made in Japan. These are the FHM002s, which have the all metal dial.
Okay, so
Apparently
no plastic at all.
Apparently, the 003s have the plastic dial. And the cool thing about these is I was looking at the box, and it has a factory Mitsubishi part number on it.
Crossover number?
MB160940. So I Googled it. These are, in fact, the factory locking hubs for like a early Mighty Max.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So it's cool because these fit Mitsubishi four-wheel drives from like 85 or 80, whenever they started them, 82 to 99 or 2000.
Oh, that's crazy.
So I've got one of my axles in the front of the Montero has a torn boot, so I got to take it out. So I was like, oh, that's a good time to do the...
Yeah, do it all at one shot.
Yeah, and
That makes
then
sense.
the cool thing is with the manual hubs, you can unlock them, and then those CV axles won't be spinning all the time. I'll get maybe 1 or 2
A
miles
mile
per gallon.
better. Yeah.
And
That's less wear on parts too, so that's good.
exactly. And if I ever take it wheeling, and I break a front axle, you can unlock it and
At least drive it.
At least drive out in two-wheel drive.
Which you will take it wheeling soon, as we discussed last week, because now you have all of your...
I have so many glamour mods.
Yes.
I need to use them. So that's what I've got on my desk, and we'll get right into driving music.
Hold on, can I talk about what I have on the desk?
Oh,
Or
we're gonna
you are
switch back and
ignore
forth?
me completely.
All right,
Yes.
we'll go back
We
and
have to
forth.
do it true Camden Tub style, guys. All right, so I have, these are very neat, a set of stamps. I'm not a stamp collector.
Yes.
Never been a stamp collector. Are your hands dry, Andrew?
Hold on.
Okay, I will hand these over to you. They are from a country in West Africa called Guinea-Bissau.
Yep.
I don't know exactly where it is, but there's 2 sheets of stamps here. If you'd like to take a look at these.
Whoa.
Yeah. So they're 100th anniversary of Mitsubishi stamps.
That's weird.
Right. Official actual postage for the country of Guinea-Bissau. There's, what are there? 4, 5, 6, 7? 5, 6, yeah, 7 stamps? 6 stamps? 6 stamps.
Yeah. I like the blue Colt doing a burnout.
Right. It's very realistic.
Yeah.
It's a
Evo X?
it's a blue 78 Colt, just like mine.
It's cool.
It has the 1917 Mitsubishi Model A through the brand new, PHEV.
Where the heck did you get those?
I found them on eBay randomly, and I had to buy them because they were cheap because they're stamps from Guinea-Bissau.
That's neat.
So I'm going to try to get a frame or mat them or something to hang them up so they have a 3000 GT, which actually is labeled as a Dodge Stealth RT, because actually it is a Dodge Stealth. A Mitsubishi Galant VR4, but a 7th gen Galant, so the one after ours, or is that 8? No, wait. 8th gen? I don't know, whatever it is. The Mitsubishi Colt F2000, which is their Formula race car. It has the 1600 GSR Lancer, the rally car, and the Mitsubishi 500, which is the little one that I saw at the Peterson Museum. And then on the second page, it has that Model A, the Evolution X, another picture of the 500 in the background, and a picture of a blue Lancer, same color blue Lancer as mine, kind of doing a drifting burnout around a corner, which is kind of interesting. But I'll take pictures of these and post them up so people can see them, but I thought they were really cool.
Do you know what a stamp collector is called?
I don't.
Philatelist.
Well, I am a philatelist when they are 100th anniversary of Mitsubishi Motor stamps. Other than that, I don't care. And the only reason I know they existed is because I was looking for the 100th anniversary in the United States. They released a watch, an umbrella, and a mug. And I wanted to buy some of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I looked on eBay, 100th anniversary of Mitsubishi, and those stamps came up. And I was like, those are wild. I think I need those.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Guinea-Bissau. Oh, that's a country in West Africa.
Just put a picture of those on the Instagram.
I will. I'll take a picture later on. But yeah, I'll buy a frame and hang them up with my other Mitsubishi stuff.
All right. So that's what's on your desk?
That's on my desk.
All right.
Your desk, because I'm in your house.
That's on our podcast table.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to Always Ascending, the new Franz Ferdinand album.
Is it good driving music?
It is pretty good driving music.
All right.
I've been listening to it while I've been driving.
Franz Ferdinand's fairly upbeat, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw them in Portland last week.
Mm-hmm.
Portland, Maine.
Excellent.
And they were awesome live. It was like 1,000 degrees in the theater because it was an old theater with no air conditioning.
And last week was extremely hot?
Yes.
Yeah, that's no good.
And so there's that. What have you been listening
All right,
to?
as far as driving music for me, one of my favorite hip-hop groups of all time is The Coup.
Don't know them.
You should. They're really good. They've been around for a very long time. They were recently brought back into the limelight. I mean, I've been listening to them all along because, super hipster here. But they came out in 93.
Mm-hmm.
But they recently came out into the limelight because the lead lyricist for the group is Boots Riley. And he wrote and directed that movie that just came out, Sorry to Bother You.
Oh.
And the whole soundtrack was done by The Coup.
Oh, okay.
People might know Boots Riley from the Street Sweeper Social Club.
Sure.
That was the band with Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Yep, a couple years back it came out, I think.
Like probably mid-2000s?
No, I think it was like 14 or 15.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what year it came out. It's also really good because it's, too good. Yeah. Oh, 2009.
All right.
That's when that came out. But
Anyway. The last decade.
So I would recommend The Coup. Depending on what you're into as far as hip-hop music goes, if you're into hip-hop at all. The Sorry to Bother You soundtrack is really good. And then their best 2 albums would probably be Kill My Landlord, which is their first album in 93, and Steal This Double album, which came out in like 98.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so The Coup, Kill My Landlord, recommended.
Cool.
All right, there you go. So we tried out their bit as a little bit of a tribute to their show.
Yeah.
We're not going to steal it. It's a one and done.
That's right.
So we'll miss you guys. We hope to hear you other places.
That's right. So let's get right into project car updates. I talked about I was going to change the Gallant oil. It has changed. I put in my favorite Liquid Moly 530. I checked the transmission, T-case, and rear diff,
Yep.
and all those were full, and the oils were nice and clean looking. So, as soon as you pull the fill plugs, they start to pour out, so I put them right back in.
Yep.
And
They're full.
the oil was nice and clean. Because, I don't drive the car too hard.
Or too often.
Or too often lately.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're good to go. And I haven't lost any coolant since the hose blew off like a month ago.
That's good.
It's hasn't been using any, so that's good. Everything else looked all right in the car.
Yeah.
Just double check the front end.
Yep.
I still don't know what that creaking is. It's like a sway bar bushing just being weird or something.
Yep. But we're not going to worry too much about it because it's a minor little creak in the front.
It's just a creak.
Yeah.
I don't think anything is loose. I've checked everything, so.
But yeah, the car's pretty much it's ready for the bonsai run to Radwood in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I'm psyched for that.
I installed you helped me install the Adventure Driven Design fuel tank skid on the Montero.
Yep.
And we did make a video, and it's almost ready to be posted. That part is sweet.
Yeah, the part's really cool, and
Yeah.
it looks really cool in the back. It reminds me of the old school Geos stuff from Japan.
Yeah.
They used to make for all the different SUVs.
It's super thick stainless.
The logo
super
cut
heavy.
out of it.
Yeah.
It's really cool looking.
So if you need skids for your Montero, they're the only game in town, and they make nice stuff.
And they're nice people.
And they're super nice people,
Yeah.
and they deserve your business.
Yes, and they're a small business, so
Yes.
go to them.
Making stuff right in Arizona.
Yep.
Uh,
Made in USA.
and they're also starting to make stuff for newer Tacomas.
Yes, they are.
So if you have a
Yep.
new Tacoma, you should check them out. And definitely give them your business. It's worth it.
Yeah, Adventure Driven Design. If you're into off-road stuff at all, check out their forum as well.
Mm-hmm.
They have a pretty active forum, which is kind of neat in this day and age.
I believe it's Adventure Driven Design Talk.
I think you just Google Adventure Driven Design forum, it should come right up. Though,
Yeah,
so.
it's on their website.
Yep.
There's a link to it. I also posted a video last night of my IPF driving light install.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of did like an unboxing and like a quick overview of the install.
Yeah, it was kind of neat how you did the video with just like a little bit of like a, not stop motion, but
It's just fast forward.
fast forward. Yeah,
So I'm still
looks
working.
like stop motion.
I'm still working on the audio part. That was with my DLSR, and the mic's not great, the external mic, and if you're not facing it, you can't hear me, so it was kind of pointless. And like, if you've got a Montero and you've got these fog lights, you probably know how to install them anyways.
Right.
You just want to see how the fog lights are. So that's really more. The video is just
I
like
watched
an
the
over
video today. It was audio was okay. I could hear every word.
in those parts, but the parts where I was doing the actual
Oh, you cut
install that
stuff
I
out?
fast forwarded,
Okay.
you could not hear me that well, so that's why I fast.
That's why it's
through it.
fast forwarded through it. Okay.
So it's that part's not super important. It's you want to see the lights and you want to see me doing it. It's not really how to.
Nobody
video.
wants to see you doing it. They just want to see the lights.
It's not really how to video. It's just a vloggy type video for us to give you guys some extra content. Fuel tank skid, a little more of a how to. It's still super easy to install. Like once
Yep.
you see us do it, and if you're into these trucks, you're probably working them yourselves. You can definitely handle it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You probably should have another person to help you lift it, or at least if the
Yes,
car is
or like
either
a
on
floor
the
jack.
ground with a floor jack, or a transmission jack if you have the car on a lift.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of heavy and ungainly.
But once it's there, you should never have to move it.
I can't think
So,
of a reason to take it out unless you got to change the fuel tank for some reason. So
Yeah. It's fine, and you shouldn't have to change the fuel tank because it should be protected.
that's true.
And you can access the fuel pump from the top.
And the only thing that you might question is, do you remove the original factory skid plate or leave it in place? And the answer is leave it in place.
Yep.
It's over it.
What else? Oh, anything? The Raider. You tried to work on it.
You know, the Raider's going to drive me insane if other things in my life don't first. Because every step forward is two steps backwards.
Yeah.
I went to... So our friend in Arizona, Moises Castro, sent me the switch. The hazard switch. So my turn signals could work.
Yeah.
So
you wanted to try it out.
I wanted to try it out, but the way the car is parked, or the truck is parked, it's kind of jammed in between my Galant VR4 and my RX-7. So I got to pull it out of there to bring it down, so I have room to move around to work on it. So I go to start it, and the battery's not, turning the engine over. So I get a jump pack, and it doesn't have enough juice to turn the engine over. So I get two more subsequent jump packs, and it doesn't work. So,
I mean, the battery is heavily sulfated. Like there's
yes.
acid has been pouring out of it for a while.
Actually, no.
Yeah, that's
No,
battery acid. That was all
no, it
over
was
it.
mud because when I cleaned it off, it was just muddy dirt.
That's that was
Pretty sure it
acid.
was mud. Anyway, regardless of what it was, I surmised that the battery was just dead cell or something, and it was screwing up the voltage, and I couldn't get the car started. Battery's only 2 years old. I went down. They warranted it with a brand new one, so that's fine. Didn't cost me a dime.
Cool.
So I needed a battery anyway. Put the new battery in, and still wouldn't crank over. So I smashed the starter with a hammer, and it made like 3 cranks and died.
Hmm.
And then I hit the hammer again, and it made like 3 cranks and died. And I did it one more time for good measure, and did the same thing. So the starter is definitely borked,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Okay.
So now I need a starter
Hmm.
before I can do anything else.
All right.
I mean, I could technically roll it down the hill where it is and work on it, but then I can't start it to put it back where I need to put it.
Yeah.
So I'm super annoyed, and just one more step in the backwards process of that truck.
Hmm.
We'll get it going. I promise.
If anybody's got a used starter,
Yeah, actually, I made a post today to put up, and then my phone crashed while I was posting,
Yeah.
and didn't have time after to repost it because I was at work. So, oh well.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll get a starter for it. I mean, a new starter is only $100. I'm just not. I don't know. I guess I could spend it. I just don't want to.
But if somebody's got a used starter, they'll cut Brad a deal on it.
Yeah, but a new one's only $100.
I know.
So it's almost a no-brainer to put a new one in it.
Trying to leverage our podcast fame here.
Oh, okay. I'm not looking for free stuff, Andrew. I just want to get my truck running.
Yeah, free starter. Anyway.
So yeah, that's my only, I think, project update. I didn't work on anything else. Weather has been horseshit this past week, so I haven't done anything. Basically, it's been raining every day, which is unfortunate to have a bad weather update in the middle of a New England summertime because we have so many in the wintertime,
Basically monsoon season.
which we don't really have a monsoon
No,
season.
it's
but
really
we have it
weird.
this year.
Last 2 weeks have been tropically. Most of the summer has been
Well,
tropically
the
humid.
city that you live in and
Yeah.
the city next door to the city you live in got 8 inches of rain in 2 hours last week on one day. 8 inches
On
in
Sunday.
2 hours.
Yeah.
8 inches.
Yeah.
The average rainfall in the city of Phoenix is 9 inches a year.
Well,
You guys got 8 inches in 2
in
hours.
the middle of the desert. What do you want?
But it's just, even here, 8 inches of rain in 2 hours is hard to comprehend.
Mhm.
It's a lot of rain. I've never seen it rain that hard in my life.
Anyway.
Which is why the city and that city were underwater.
So, events.
Events.
What's coming up Sunday?
Cars and Coffee, the new one.
Yep.
So we have the...
Because it was postponed because of serious rain.
Because
on
it
Sunday.
rained on Sunday. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it rained 8 inches in 2 hours on Sunday.
Yeah.
So the Southern New Hampshire Cars and Coffee that we, along with Detail New England, are sponsors of, at the Coffee Factory, is
Yeah.
doing a second show at the Derry, New Hampshire location
Yes.
of Coffee Factory.
Mhm.
So that's this Sunday morning,
August 19th.
August 19th,
That starts at
8 a.m. Yep.
a.m. Goes to about 11.
So if you're anywhere near Derry,
Goes to 11.
yes. Spinal Tap reference. Nice.
Really?
What?
Do you have to call it out?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm not sure if people get that.
They don't.
All right.
Nobody hears what Spinal Tap except
Nope.
for you and me, apparently.
Nope.
Anyway, I was just mere mentioning the fact. I wasn't calling it out. I assume most people know that reference. And if you don't, watch it. It's a fun movie. So where were we again?
If we
Derry.
explain the jokes, they're funny.
Yeah. Derry, New Hampshire, Cars and Coffee, Sunday morning at the Coffee Factory. I don't know the address there. I probably could Google it pretty quickly.
Just look them up on Facebook. If you're in the area, Google Southern New Hampshire, Cars and Coffee.
Yeah, Derry, New Hampshire. So anybody in the Manchester, New Hampshire, Nashua, New Hampshire,
Search
Northern
Southern New Hampshire, Cars and Coffee on Facebook. You'll find them. You'll find the event for it. It's a good time. Come hang out. Don't be a
Yes.
dick.
55 Crystal Ave,
Mhm.
Derry, New Hampshire.
Coffee's good there. They have
Yes, it
decent
is.
little breakfast sandwiches.
I'd never been to the one in Derry, but I'm sure it's the same stuff as the one in Salem.
I hope
where
so.
our
It's a
other
chain.
show is. Yeah. Well, it's a small chain. There's
I'm
only
going to
two
go
or
on a
three
limb
restaurants,
that
yeah.
they're consistent.
Yep, probably. They have 4.5 stars on Google ratings, so
They're fine.
that's pretty good. But yeah, that's this Sunday. Any other events this weekend?
Top of my head, no. I think we're good.
Sweet.
We're gonna clean and detail the Gallant after.
Yep.
And get it ready for our trip to Radwood,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll get it like cleaned and detailed, and then when we get there, it'll be quick and easy to clean and detail it. I hope.
Right. Unless it rains the whole way down.
Even still, it's
Even that little fresh wax on it'll be easy to clean
it's
off.
got yeah. It's been recently waxed. I'm gonna throw
Yep.
another coat of wax on it, and just bring some spray wax and all the basics.
Wheel cleaner, spray wax, some dash dressing, but not the shiny stuff.
It'll be good to go.
Yep.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm always nervous about road trips. Even though it'll be fine, but
It'll be fine.
I always get nervous before trips. That's just me.
Both of us are going. We can handle pretty much most things that would happen.
Yep. I'll
So-
bring the basic tools.
Yep.
Along with some duct tape and zip ties.
Tools, some basic spares, and go.
Yeah.
I think we'll be okay.
So
It's also not a super obscure vehicle, like mechanically.
No.
Like the parts are easy enough to get. It's not like when we had my Conquest in North Carolina and couldn't find an alternator.
it shouldn't need anything anyways.
Right, but I'm just saying, at least if it does, it's not, the world's most obscure vehicle.
We will also, if anything does happen, we're just going to leverage social media and find people
Yes, this is true.
with Mitsubishis and get them to help us. So,
Excellent.
yeah, why not?
You've been warned, people.
That's why not? We should do that. That's not an uncommon thing to do.
No.
So, I mean, if
I'm
you
not
read,
worried about it. We're not going way off the beaten path either, so.
No, interstates. If you read Rob Siegel's book, Ran When Parked, he bought a car in Pennsylvania, I believe, that hadn't been running in like 30 years. Made friends with a BMW enthusiast that had a barn. He spent a week down there getting it running, and then drove it back.
Mm-hmm.
And along the way, met up a couple of people that had only talked with him online or knew him through his column in the Roundel, and they helped him out when he needed it and fixing the car and getting him home. So that is certainly a legitimate way to road trip.
Car people are pretty rad in general, so.
Yeah. That was a cool book because the story was not necessarily about reviving this 30-year-old car so much. It was about him meeting all these people along the way and helping them out, and
Right.
so just being part of the community. So that's definitely a valid thing.
Hot off the presses,
What's that?
I just sold a Mitsubishi part on the internet for the same price about that it would cost for a starter for the truck. So I will take that cash and not use it on anything but that.
What'd you sell?
One of my wrong radiators.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
So it happens to be. So I've established that. Remember the story I told a few weeks ago about the Colt radiator being too big?
Mm-hmm.
It's Spectra part number CU700.
Yeah. Does not fit a 78 Colt.
Does not fit a 78 Colt, but it is the part number for a first and second gen Mighty Max.
Okay.
So.
And I also, you were talking about getting a water pump for that car.
I already ordered it. $29.
Cool.
Yep.
So we'll do a little video while you replace it.
Yep, that should be hopefully a knock on wood, fairly easy one. So, does not require pulling a timing belt or anything.
It will be easy.
Okay, Andrew said it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the last link in the chain of the car overheating. So if that doesn't fix it, then we just start from scratch and put a whole new engine in it.
Yeah,
Because
basically.
we replaced everything else. The only other thing it could possibly be would maybe be a head gasket.
I doubt it.
But
'cause
there's
you-
no
you've
other
got
signs.
There's no oil in the water you're
Yeah.
dumping out.
No.
No, it's not. It's possible that the water pump is just corroded.
Yep.
And it's not pushing a lot of oil or
No oil at all.
Yeah. Pushing a lot of coolant
If it's
or
pushing,
water.
if it is pushing oil, then the head gasket is definitely bad.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it'd be pretty. I'm curious to see when you take it apart if the impeller is just like rotted away
Yeah, it's
And-
not even an impeller.
and
It's
just
just
not really doing
It
anything.
looks like a bushing.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see.
Well, I bought a proper AC Delco water pump. I mean, it's a brand name. It's not, Mitsubishi water pump, but at least it's not a. I don't know.
What
whatever.
about an ASIN?
They didn't list an ASIN online. The AC Delco is probably the best name brand one they listed.
Sure.
And it was still $28, so whatever.
They haven't made them in 30 years. They've been sitting on the shelf. So
Oh, I'm sure it'll come in an old box.
Oh, yeah.
Usually it does.
the classic vintage AC Delco box.
Yeah, so that's it for Project Car updates.
We asked for listener questions.
We did, and we got them.
Yeah. You don't have any Craig, don't tell me, right? We're not doing that this week, I don't think.
You know, we're going to start doing it when we do listener question episodes, but
we did two in a row.
Two in a row, so we're going to give you a break.
On the next one we'll do it.
That's going to be where we're going to start the schedule that way.
And we will take submissions for those. If you want to send them to us, I guess DM each one of us.
Or the show.
Well, I don't see them.
Yeah.
As long as one of us doesn't see them.
Yeah.
Then
if you think it's one that Andrew should guess, DM me. If you think it's one that I should guess, DM Andrew.
Yeah. All right.
We'll do it that way.
If you want. Otherwise, we're going to come up with our own.
No, you have to. Forced.
Yeah. Do the work for us. For your own entertainment.
Right. This show is free. Do you expect us to work for it?
All right. I'll do the first question real quick. As the picture for the post was Enzo.
Yes.
And Knife Informer James says, "Hey, who's a good boy?" Cuddle Buddy Enzo, my dog, answered, "I'm the best boy," and Yeti Overland said, "I'm the bestest boy." So,
I think this is unfair because I also have a dog.
Well,
but he doesn't have his own Instagram page.
Well, I had a picture of him on my phone too.
Well, no, I'm not. It's not unfair that the picture of your dog made the page. I think it's unfair that Cuddle Buddy Enzo gets to be the best boy because he happens to have an Instagram page. When my dog is sitting right here, all quietly on the ground, not making a peep.
Right now.
Ignore the bark that happened earlier.
It's free to start an Instagram account. You can start like Obnoxious Ollie or something.
Oh, really? Thank you. Obnoxious Ollie. Did you hear that, Ollie? Ollie, bark.
Oh, he just growled at me.
Yeah, he did growl at you.
All right.
He's not going to bark because he's the bestest boy.
All right. Knife Informer James with a real question. Also, so you think the CLA 45 AMG will be the darling of the tuning community in 2 to 3 years when it's depreciated heavily, especially with the Evo gone, the SDI essentially a lame duck?
That's the weird little front-wheel drive thing, right?
Yeah, with that weird little wing off the back.
It will not be.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't know anything about them.
The problem with new Mercedes...
I've completely ignored them because I'm sure it's only automatic.
The problem with new Mercedes, when they become old Mercedes, they're really complicated cars, and people don't really want them. I think that the CLA is kind of a... I don't know. I don't know enough to say too much, but I think it's kind of a throwaway car.
I think it is too. I mean, well, holy heck. Whoa. Max power, 355 horsepower, 332 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, I know it makes power. It's just...
Dang. Oh, that's a UK specs. But see, 4MATIC. So it's all-wheel drive, automatic.
4MATIC does not mean automatic. It means
all-wheel drive.
Yeah. But it is only an automatic, I think.
Because I think all Mercedes are automatic.
I don't know enough about these things. I'm so out of
so the US page says 381 horsepower. Well, that is... Wait. This is a... Oh, they have the coupe and then the... Jeez. That is a quick car.
It's a decent deal, too, at $53,000. I mean, it is what it is.
Whoa! Those are $53,000?
Yeah, the base price.
What?
For the CLA 45.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You can buy better vehicles for 45... Wait. What did you say? $50,000?
$53,000. What else are you going to buy for that?
$53,000
for a brand new car.
That's fast.
Yeah.
Buy an STI.
That other than the STI, because the STI, he's right, is kind of a lame duck. It hasn't changed at all in a decade.
Well, the body styling changed. They're still using an EJ in it. I think
minimally changed.
Jeez. My goodness.
Cars are expensive.
Wait
man.
a minute. Wait, hold on. $53,000.
Yeah.
Can you not get like a really nice performance pack Mustang for that?
Yeah.
I would much rather have the Mustang.
Oh, I would too. But a lot of people don't want a Mustang.
New Mustangs are nice.
But doesn't mean that a lot of people want them.
Or a new Camaro, and you can get them in manual.
I think for you or me, the choice would obviously not be an AMG CLA.
For most people that we listen to this podcast would be a manual transmission car, like a Camaro or a Mustang. If I could afford a new muscle car type sports car, I'd actually go for the new Mustang. I like the way they look. I know you don't, but I like
the new Mustang.
The new one?
Yeah. I'm down with it.
All right. I like, the thing is with the Mustang, I like the idea of the EcoBoost, but I've lived my entire life owning turbo 4-cylinders, and to buy a Mustang, I needed to have a V8. It's just a thing. Like I need my Mustang to have a V8.
It's that sound.
I get the idea.
It's also the fact that we grew up and were raised through an era where if you didn't buy the V8 Mustang, you might as well have burned your money
Yeah.
because they were all garbage. They're better now, obviously, but
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting the EcoBoost, but I just don't want it.
so the AMG is technically not an automatic,
Yeah, it's a,
the dual clutch.
dual clutch,
Yeah,
7-speed.
yeah,
I mean,
but still automatic. 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds. I mean, it's quick. There's no question.
I just don't. I'm not. The styling doesn't light me on fire.
No, not at all.
It might be a car that somebody lusts after if you're into German cars.
That's what I mean.
I also feel like you could, for that type of money, is the 2 Series not available anymore? Like a BMW 2 Series? Like I'd rather have a 3 Series with the turbo engine. Like I think the BMWs are a better looking car than this AMG.
Oh, by far they are. The front end of this car is really strange.
If you're buying a new German car, I'd rather have a BMW. Maybe not for reliability or working on them, but as far as looks, if we're taking into account all of that, so
I'm looking right now a 235i.
yeah,
Um,
I think you can get like an M package.
well, we'll just go with the base one. So 2 Series starts at 35 grand.
Yep.
That's obviously not going to compete with a. Okay, so an M240i,
Mm-hmm.
4.4 seconds to 60, which is
Yep.
3/10 off the Benz, is 10 grand less.
And you get a manual with it, right?
45,800.
Probably comes with a 6-speed.
I'm working on that right now.
And it's likely that the all-wheel drive may be available in it too.
It is.
Yep.
For still less than the
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes is 53 grand, I said.
Yeah.
So the base model 240i, M240i is 47.8 with all-wheel drive and 43 grand without all-wheel drive.
Yeah. I just don't see Mercedes as enthusiast cars really. BMW definitely has more of an enthusiast base, and when those turbo BMWs start to really depreciate, those will be the new like tuner cars to list after, I think.
And the car does come manual transmission.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that'd be the way to go. So
And yeah, that's a yeah.
that's my answer to that question.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. An M240i fully loaded with every option is still $6,000
And I think
less.
it's a way better looking car.
Yeah, and it's a rear-wheel drive 6-speed coupe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't see it.
All right. Question answered.
Also, no more new car questions. We don't know what we're talking about.
I don't mind a new car question.
No, I don't mind at all. I'm kidding. It takes a little more research to answer them.
I mean, I don't know if you listen to Smoking Tire lately. I do agree with Matt Farah on the Bullet Mustang. Like, who cares that it's a Bullet Mustang?
Why? Yeah.
Who like? It's just a couple performance packages and the color.
Mm-hmm.
Great car. Why do you need to call it a Bullet? Nobody cares.
Nope.
Movie sucks. No one cares.
Movie doesn't suck, but
No, the movie does suck. The chase is like, it was cool at the time.
there's
Obnoxious Ollie.
Good boy, Ollie.
Whatever. Going off on a tangent here. Next question. Do you have them pulled up?
I do. At your mind?
Yep.
All right. Whose project car would be the best, and who's the worst to put on Turo to rent out?
Ooh.
Well, that is a very easy to answer question.
I don't know.
Andrew's car would be the best.
Well, what would you want on Turo?
The Galant, because it's a 4-door, 4-passenger turbo car.
That'd be a cool Turo car.
Not yours, but
No.
but however, between you and I,
The Montero would be a cool
Yep.
Turo car.
yep, for sure. And they're both totally reliable, good vehicles.
WRX would be boring.
Yep. But still, a better Turo car than anything I own, literally anything.
I don't know. The 78 Colt would be a cool Turo car.
It would be, and it's pretty reliable.
It would probably be like the level of that.
No, don't
No?
even say it.
It
No.
wouldn't be?
No, it's above that. It's not a joke. It's a good car.
I mean, you could charge
Stop.
you could charge a bunch of money for it.
But the car's not a joke. Like you're thinking of the car that they talked about on the DWA podcast with the
The K car.
Chrysler Town and Country K
Yeah.
car convertible. That car was a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 78 Colt's not a joke. It's a real car. Like it's a
Okay.
fun car to drive.
Yeah.
It has things going for it.
NSU would be a cool Turo car.
See,
If you charge like a ton of money for it, people would probably use it for like quirky things.
I could never Turo one of my cars.
I would buy a car and Turo it. I would
Yeah.
buy a car specifically to make it a Turo car, and I've thought about this.
I have
And
that
I know
Saab.
people, and I
just
know
put it
people
on
that
there.
do it. Um,
I have that Saab. I
mean,
can just put it on there for $100.
if you come up with something unique that's pretty cool that people want, like if you're in like a beachy area and you have like an old Jeep or something
Mhm.
or a Scout,
For sure.
4-cylinder Scout, right? Now, now that I know,
Right.
um,
An Abercrombie and Fitch runabout.
yeah, that Abercrombie and Fitch Runabout would be an awesome Turo car.
Yes, it would.
All right, so I have the cool cars with Turo.
Mine would be the worst to put on there because nobody'd ever make it back to be picked up because they require. I can get places in them, but they require a deft touch. It would require an hour-long explanation of how to use things in order to drive one of my cars from Turo. The 78 Colt is getting better. That's probably the best one.
The Raider would
Oh.
make a good Turo truck.
Yeah, once it's running again.
Kind of funky.
But in the meantime, at the moment, your cars are definitely better Turo vehicles. As far as reliability goes, and you actually making your money at the end of the day, instead of the car breaking down and having to get refunds, and then having a broken car.
Yeah.
So,
Well, all right, that was a fun one. Rob_Bean_13. I'm beginning to research for my first classic car purchase. First classic car purchase. I'm not making fun of you, Robert. Or Rob. I'm planning on an E30.
they're old now.
They are old.
Yeah.
Any insights into things to consider as I begin my search buying and running an 80s era vehicle?
So
I've never owned an E30. You've owned old German stuff.
So let's rewind the time machine to Andrew and Brad in high school getting their license.
Yep.
80s cars were all we could afford because they were cheap.
They're pretty new.
They were fairly new. Like I had an 85 Cutlass, and when I got my license, it was 11 years old.
Yeah.
So that's a thing.
And my 86 Volvo was like 15 years old when I got it.
So we're coming at this from a different side.
Yeah.
As like an 80s car to us is a completely acceptable daily driver because we grew up with them as daily drivers.
Sure.
So even an E30, like, you just need to look at normal car things. It's not like an old car where there's a lot of weird stuff's going to happen. It's an 80s car. It's a pretty well put together car. You know, look for rust in the strut towers, rust in the rocker panels.
I believe the battery boxes rust on those
Okay, the battery boxes.
because they're in the back and they collect water and the acid from the battery.
And the other basic stuff, those timing belt cars, they chains.
I don't remember.
I think they're chains.
There's different variations of engines and power throughout the model years.
So I know that ideally, if you want, you know, the ideal fun car, you look for a I, like a 328i or a 330i, because those are the sportier ones, and the E's are the less sporty ones.
Yeah, they had like different rear diffs, like
Yep.
ratios.
Like an I comes with a limited slip,
Yeah.
usually, I think. And usually comes with sport seats versus the ones that don't. I know those hybrid people that do like an E head on an I block, and that's getting real deep, but
Well, you're probably going to run into. There's either super stock versions of these cars, which are fetching
huge money.
huge money right
Yeah.
now, or totally trashed ones that people have messed with.
That people think that are worth a lot of money.
Yep.
So
and
honestly,
everything in between.
the same goes true for any old car you buy. Buy the best one you can afford.
Exactly.
So if you're out there and your budget is $3,000, you're gonna have a hard time finding an E30 now. I'm thinking back to when we got our licenses. You can buy them all day long for $3,000. So if your budget is $6,000, you find the best one you can find for $6,000. You find the best history, the best, you know, previous owners that you can tell, the best care. One thing I like to look for in any used car of any era is tires. The tire brand on the car can sometimes be a pretty good giveaway of how the car was cared for.
Hmm.
If they're name brand tires like a Michelin or a Pirelli or a Goodyear, chances are pretty good that the person who owned the car spent good money elsewhere as well because they didn't buy Ying Long tires or.
Which can be hard because those cars do have small wheels now. So
Yeah, but
not,
you can still get most of them at 15s or 16s, and
okay.
you can still get good tires in those sizes.
Yeah.
It's not like a 13 or a 14. We only have Chinese tires to buy now.
And you don't have to not buy a modded car if it's nicely well done.
Yeah, just know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest buying something with an engine swap
No.
or anything with suspension swap where you have to figure out what parts are when they need to be replaced.
Or
Because you're going to
avoid
get frustrated quick as a new vintage car owner if you don't know what parts you need to buy.
someone else's project that they've
Yeah,
given up on.
buy a runner.
Um, Alternatively, I think a good buy right now is 944s.
944s are a great buy right now. Another good buy right now, if you aren't stuck on an E30, is the previous generation, the E21.
Yep.
Because you can get, I would say, 85% of the E30 experience for 50% of the dollars.
Also a handsome looking car.
It's a great looking car. It has the earlier style 2002 rear suspension, though, I
Yep.
guess.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing if you're not building a race car. It's fine.
Get that 3-box styling though.
They're very pretty cars. They have a more aggressive BMW shark nose.
Mm-hmm.
Like it angles in a little further. And you take the bumpers off or you put smaller bumpers on them and it really wakes those cars up. And those cars right now are about half the price of an equivalent E30. So
Yeah, I would like to play with an old German car at some point.
I-
Whether it be an E30 or 944s have really been
944s and even 924s have really kind of tickled my fancy for a long time.
just because I've never touched German cars and I
Yeah.
do want to try.
I think it would be neat for you to have a 944
Even though we love
while
Mitsubishis,
I own a Starion.
we
Be
do
a
love.
cool back to
I've
back.
also never owned a Starion, so that's appealing too. But we do like other vehicles, contrary to what you hear here.
Yeah, I like Dodges.
Yeah, Mopar or no car for Brad.
No, we do like other cars, and honestly, I've always wanted an E21 or an E30
Yeah.
or a 944 or 924.
My coworker has a 944. He's going to let me drive it.
I-
So
In modern times, as recent as 3 years ago, I daily drove an '87 Audi, so I have that German car, experience, and mine was pretty clapped out, and it really never left me stranded, even though it was a clapped out piece of junk.
Mhm.
So as long as you keep up with the basic stuff, I mean, things will break, but the most things that are going to break in that car aren't going to leave you stranded. It's stuff
Mhm.
you can bring somewhere and fix it. So
all right, next question.
yeah, buy the best car you can afford. Don't stick with an E30 because you want an E30. Just kind of expand your horizons a little bit. Nothing wrong with an E30, but I think you can buy a better car for the money if you go
If
E21.
you've got a budget, search within your budget.
Yeah.
Instead of just buy car.
Unless you're really stuck on an E30, then I'm not going to tell you not to. That's a totally good option.
You do you.
Exactly.
All right. Want to read the next one?
Can I tell you how many times I've almost bought an E30? Like,
Yeah.
almost.
I know.
Never did. All right. Charade Life. I think it used to be Sega Powered Charade, because there
Yeah.
can't be two Charade,
Yeah.
Daihatsu Charade fans
Yeah.
following us. Who is awesome, and his car is awesome, by the
Yep.
way.
Met him at Radwood too.
Rob Bean 13. Don't buy an E30. Buy a Daihatsu Charade. You'll be the only one around, I promise. Charade Life. Do you guys think that the driving experience between a third-gen Eclipse, gag me with a spoon, would be similar to the experience of the driving experience of a Mitsubishi FTO from the 90s? Side note, love the show, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
If it's a V6, no. No.
Never.
If it's a V6 GTS,
Okay.
those things are rocket ships with the 6-speed manual.
Yes.
I bet it's pretty close.
I'd guarantee you it's not.
Surmising. It's pretty close.
The FTO is a smaller car. It has
Smaller than a third-gen Eclipse?
way smaller than a third-gen Eclipse. Smaller than a first-gen Eclipse. They're very small cars. They have a 2-liter V6,
Oh.
which is super high revving. They have a very different front suspension geometry.
What's the first year of those?
They're
Are they coming up and being import legal?
94, so yeah, next year.
Could be a hot buy.
Yeah.
Underrated.
Yeah, they came with a 1.8 liter 4G93, so the
It's
Mirage motor.
Yep,
is-
non-balanced shaft.
Yep, which is a good engine,
Mhm.
but it's not what you're looking for. What you're looking for is a later one.
Okay.
because they came with a 2-liter V6 Myvec,
Ooh.
and a 2-liter V6 is pretty nuts. It revs real high. I think they rev to 8,500. They rev real high. And there was something about the front suspension in them that I don't remember, or the front diff, that made them super good handling cars. I'm trying to look it up right now, but I can't remember.
Front engine front-wheel drive coupe produced by Mitsubishi Motors.
Yeah, 2-liter V6, 200 horse.
Wow.
Yeah. So I do not think that it is.
94. No, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the LSD option standard on a pre-facelift GPX vicious type, but after '97 was an option, and then there was the GP version R, which came with a Torsen limited slip. That's the one you want.
197 horsepower, 7,500 RPM. So 95. Oh, so yeah, GPX edition. All
Yeah,
right.
you want the one to wait for is the GP version R. So that's a few years out. That's the 197 horse, 7,500 RPM redline, 2-liter V6 with the Torsen front diff,
Or GPX.
and that was one of the best handling front-wheel drive cars of its time.
So you're
The
told.
third gen, yeah, from what I've never driven one, obviously. A third gen Eclipse, while they are kind of quick in a straight line, and they actually sound kind of cool, they're never going to handle well. They're always going to be a big sloppy Galant underneath, and not a good Galant like the Galant VR4. They're going to be the early 2000s lame Mitsubishi Galant. But yeah, I can't wait till GTOs are legal because I want to import one myself.
FTO.
What did I say?
GTO.
Right, FTO.
All
GTOs are 3000 GTs.
All right. There you
Yeah,
go.
they're awesome cars.
Question answered.
Yeah.
And there was a little glitch here. You double posted that question. So skip down to the .gearhead.project.
The.gearhead.project.
Yep. When fuel injection came along, they were carb guys who had no interest in keeping up. We laughed at them. Now some of us are stuck in the 90s, speaking of us, with no interest in keeping up. People are laughing at us. And he says, SWOT analysis, go, which is apparently strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I had to look that up. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I didn't know
Brian.
what it was either. But
Sorry, Brian.
that's all right. Brian is teaching us.
Um,
Brian is really good at teaching us.
He is.
Actually, we should probably plug the Gearhead project right now because their podcast is pretty good.
It is.
And I would start with the episode with our former guest, Andy Lilienthal, because it was a pretty inspiring podcast to listen to.
Yep. I have to get to that one.
It's good.
I wouldn't say we're stuck in the 90s.
I'm certainly not. I'm stuck in like 75 to 88.
I'm stuck in the 90s on Mitsubishis because that was really their golden decade for cars. Other vehicles...
Which is why I ignore it and go before. Because I'm a dummy.
Other vehicles, whatever. I buy what's good.
You can say that, but you don't buy all the... you do, actually, because you have a WRX and you have a 90... What year is your
Here's my what?
Montero?
The 99. In the 90s.
Yeah, but you and your wife bought a brand new Crosstrack, and
Yeah.
so yeah, you're kind of
Not afraid of new
You've
stuff.
broken free.
I like working on new stuff.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of it. I
There's
just don't
nothing
like,
wrong with new stuff.
I don't like paying for it. I think is my problem.
That's the big thing. I don't like car
Yeah.
payments.
You know, it's funny. I'm closing in on 40 years old in 3 years, and most of my contemporaries are like, "Yeah, I just want to buy a Camry and be fine and not worry about it anymore." Like I've grown past that, but I can't bring myself there.
Oh, I never want to buy like a Camry to just drive.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you would either, but I'm just saying it's...
I like driving a newer, quote unquote, newer. I drive a 15-year-old WRX car every day.
Which feels brand new.
It does feel brand new, but it's just because it is easier to drive every day in stop and go traffic, and it has AC and a working stereo, but it's still super fun to drive. But I don't make car payments on it,
Right.
and that's the difference. You can find what you want
Yeah.
if you're willing to work at it, and occasionally have to do maintenance on it.
Which I don't mind. I just don't want to have car payments on something and maintenance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you don't want to buy a car that's so new that it's still you have to make payments on it and do your own maintenance.
Right.
That sucks.
Right.
You want to find that
That
balance.
$5,000 to $7,000 sweet spot.
Yeah.
You just buy a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. But I mean, I'm still the wrong guy to ask this question because
And
I
I
still
mean,
drive carbureted cars.
no, I love fuel injection. I've actually never owned a carbureted car.
I have no problem with fuel injection. The only reason I have carbureted
We just
cars,
tease you about it.
and the only reason I have so many carbureted cars is not because I love carburation. It's because I love cars from that era.
And that's just the way they come.
And if they came fuel injected, like my Starions, fuel injected, it's great.
Barely fuel injected.
But it's fuel injected. It works better than a carburetor.
It does.
But I mean, I'm always the wrong guy to ask because I daily drove into Boston every day, as 3 years ago in a 1980 Dodge Colt.
Yeah.
So
I really like having the ability to hook up a computer and do my own tuning if I want to. And OBD2, having that is pretty sweet.
yeah,
But
I'll let you know if I ever get there.
yeah, if you do like an engine swap with a modern vehicle, you can put OBD2 in an old vehicle. But those things are pretty sweet, and I'm not afraid of them. I do like them.
Yep.
I don't think there's really any downsides to it.
No, I mean I have people that I work with that buy a new car every 2 or 3 years, and they're so upside down in debt now that I laugh at them. So I don't understand that aspect either.
The old guys that are stuck in their ways, that don't want to learn new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't have time for them.
Nope.
Nobody has time for them.
Pass them by.
You're gonna die off anyways,
Yep.
and sorry, but nobody cares. Like,
Yeah, I'm willing to learn new things that pertain to me. I don't want to go out and learn, how to tune a new BMW because I don't own one.
Nope.
In 10 years, if I bought a used BMW, yeah, I might be interested to learn, how to work with it. But
if you need to work on them, you'll look it up and find the service information.
Yep.
The fundamentals of how a car operates
haven't changed much.
haven't really changed much.
And
The systems that operate
cars
them are different, but the fundamental principles of how a four-cycle engine works is the same.
And the mechanics of the suspension and whatnot is all similar the way it's always been.
Yeah.
If you can unbolt a strut assembly from an 82 Prelude, you can unbolt a strut from a 2018 BMW.
And if you're willing to take the time to learn the new technology, you're in need. Like, people will need your services.
Yep.
So it's not. I don't think there's any downsides to it. But it is nice. I do find myself reading older books about carburetors and stuff to learn about them because I do, and asking my dad about that stuff because I do like to play with older cars.
Mm-hmm.
So it is fun to learn that stuff.
And it's fun for you to learn to help me with things.
Yeah, and then to make fun of you for it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm totally okay with that.
So that's I think that's a good question. I think that's a good answer.
Yeah, I think we did okay.
All right. Why don't you take the next one?
Next question is from Ditch Hookers, who is our friend Jordan, the navigator of the red Spaghetti Golf.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best daily for hauling 2 to 4 Huskies around? Well, he has 2. Are we planning on 2 more Huskies?
I know.
Jordan?
2 more?
What is the best daily for hauling 2 to 4 Huskies around, and why is it the Volvo 240 wagon?
I think it's an 850 wagon.
I mean, I honestly think it's an Xterra because he already has one and does a pretty damn good job of it.
Yeah, but it's like 240s are enormous. They're actually probably bigger inside than the Xterra.
Oh, they definitely are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you fold that back seat down, it's a lot more cavernous than the Xterra.
I mean, 240 Volvo wagon with a Turbo 5 swap, probably best car.
I'm down.
You get the Turbo 5 from the 850, rear-wheel drive with the 240, manual transmission. Those Huskies won't even be able to stick their heads out of the windows because you'll be going so fast.
That's right.
And you'll just be like, you'll have to wear goggles because the plume of dog hair flowing around inside that vehicle.
I mean, it's already bad enough with 2 Huskies in a slow car.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I can't imagine 4 Huskies in a fast car.
Just a cloud of just dog hair. Is he doing a burnout? No, it's just dog hair everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he drives a Subaru. He doesn't vape. He just blows dog hair.
Yeah.
It's funny because Yeti Overland commented with that many Huskies, you could just sled dog the car back home if it broke down. So.
Yeah, I think with 4 dogs you probably could.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. JDM Journeys, which is
Phil
Hansford, and his blog about owning JDM cars in Canada.
Mm-hmm. The blog is JDM Journeys.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up. Yep.
Mm-hmm. and he's obviously has an Instagram page. You should go follow it. If you could legally bring in one brand new vehicle that isn't currently available in your market but is offered in other parts of the world, what would it be? Maybe keep it to non-supercars just to make it more
Well,
challenging.
no problem there because we wouldn't be importing
Nope.
supercars. Also, most supercars have like gray areas they can be imported anywhere
Yeah.
because money.
Man,
It's for truth. Fucking
there's so
money.
many cars. So many cars. One
Are
brand new.
there?
Oh,
What would
one
you
brand
want?
new
One
vehicle.
brand new car. Brand new
Oh,
car.
a brand new car.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, if it was one car from any era ever, then yeah, this would be an impossible question to answer. We're talking one brand new car.
Ooh, brand new car. What is brand new that we're not getting here that I was really excited about? There's like a Fiesta ST. No, there's like a Focus ST wagon diesel or something that seemed pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of the
I'm
weird
not sure
little
that's my final
diesel,
answer.
a lot of the weird little diesel hatchbacks are cool. I also like small pickup trucks, which we can't get here. The Volkswagen Amarok or the Mitsubishi Triton would both be cool to have.
Yeah, the CX-3 diesel I really liked. I
Yeah.
love that car. Oh man. Oh, something French, like a performance Clio.
Okay.
I don't know the performance models, but there must be a performance Clio,
Probably.
and that would be pretty fun.
So I'm down to 3 trucks in my brain. The Volkswagen, I think it's called the Amarok,
Yeah,
the Mitsubishi Triton,
yeah.
or one of those currently produced Toyota FJ pickups. The ones you see in like Saudi Arabia. Any one of those would be cool.
Okay,
I think I'd go with the Toyota FJ style pickup.
all
I
right.
don't know what number they're up to now. But they look like an FJ 40, 50, 60. I'm not sure what they look like, but they look like an old Toyota pickup,
Hmm.
and they still make them new. Those
I
are cool.
I also just really want to own a French car because they're kind of weird and like have cool styling. And I didn't hate the Renault Clio I drove. It was just boring because it was a non-turbo, but it was fun in a 5-speed or 6-speed. But there must be a performance one of it. So or like there's like a Suzuki Swift, some European hot hatch that we don't get, and I'm blanking on them because I don't pay attention to them because I can't buy them, and they're too new.
So a Land Cruiser pickup.
That sounds cool.
That's what I want.
So like a Land Cruiser. All right.
So yeah, it's like an FJ80 nose with a pickup bed.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's you.
those are currently available in like the Middle East, and I want one.
All
Maybe
right.
when they're 20 years old, I'll get one imported. Actually, I think they already are. I think there's some that are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they definitely are. But yeah, no, that's totally me. I would dilly the crap out of that.
Oh, actually, actually, you know what? The new Hyundai, um, what's their hot hatch?
The N whatever.
The N. I don't know why they're not going to sell that here. That seems awesome.
I think they are selling some kind of N package car here.
So like a Clio Cup or an RS, so it's turbo, 1.6.
All right,
I'd take one of those.
we're getting lost in the Google here, but yeah, my answer is Toyota Land Cruiser pickup.
All right,
I like them.
cool.
I like
All
them
right,
a lot.
let's wrap it up. Let's get to the last question. So don't keep people too long here.
Dave LC2, what ultimate Radwood era JDM Mitsubishi would you import? That's a no-brainer.
All right.
Box type Lancer Turbo 2000.
Okay.
Lancer EX Turbo 2000. Done.
I mean,
It's like, remember the BMW 2002 turbos had turbo backwards in the front air dam?
yeah.
This car has that.
All right. My car, Evo 6 Tommy Mackin edition,
Okay.
red Marlboro livery.
So what I probably will wind up importing once the time happens and comes is like an Evo 1, 2, or 3.
Yes.
Because it's easier to find. Ollie, really? He's getting a little impatient, I think. Because it's easier to find
Tell
than
us to wrap it up.
EX Turbo 2000
Yeah.
or EX 2000 Turbo. If both of them came available at the same time for a similar price, I'd have a hard time choosing.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, my ultimate would be a minty European import because they had the 2-liter turbo in white with the red stripes
All right.
all the way. That's
All right.
like be still my heart.
All right, cool. So if you, oh, we had that one question from Josh. He asked about my new kitty.
Andrew's outdoor cat.
Yeah, my outdoor cat. What the name of it is? I decided on Biddy because it's the Biddy. It's the name of the mascot of the company who's building that I now work in. It
Okay.
used to be their mascot, and it kind of looks like that cat. But I also haven't seen her in like 12 hours, so I don't know where
That's
she is.
normal cat behavior.
Yeah,
You feeling a little lonely, Andrew?
no, I'm just saying. Probably not gonna be my indoor cat. She'll probably just be an outdoor cat. I'll just hang out. But anyway, if you like the podcast, make sure you subscribe if you don't already. You can find us on Facebook, Auto Off Topic Podcast. Find us on Instagram, Auto Off Topic. That way you can ask us questions. And follow me on Instagram, Erased in Anger. And and also go check out our YouTube page, Auto Off Topic on YouTube.
Yes.
And of course, Brad, where they can find you.
TSISS 350.
All right. As always, keep your cars analog and aim for the roses.